Former President Donald Trump has remained defiant, blasting this investigation. One of the key witnesses and even the Manhattan DA saying there was no crime. And even if a grand jury agrees with the former president, he still faces several investigations, including from a DOJ special prosecutor and an investigation down in Georgia.
Trump is innocent, bro. Trump is innocent, bro. Trump is innocent.
Simmering tensions outside a Manhattan criminal courthouse as a grand jury weighs whether or not to indict former President Donald Trump.
I was a prosecutor in the Kings County District Attorney's Office in Brooklyn, New York for 13 years. And when you're talking about presenting a case to the grand jury, 99% of the time you are seeking felony charges.
The former president of the United States could be charged with a felony for falsifying business records if prosecutors show hush money paid to an adult film actress was then covered up to benefit Trump's campaign. And if a grand jury votes to indict,
and the prosecutor takes that indictment and it gives them the power to get an arrest warrant.
Political science professor Dan Casino explains.
Basically have to do, they would have to bring him in, they'd have to book him, they'd have to give him, he'd have to get a mugshot, they'd have to fingerprint him.
The hush money investigation in Manhattan is just one of the former president's current legal challenges.
Claiming you have money that you do not have, it's the art of the steal.
New York Attorney General Letitia James is suing Trump, alleging he committed business fraud by overvaluing assets owned by the Trump Organization. Trump attorney Joe Tacopina calls the lawsuit
the most ridiculous case I've ever seen.
Meanwhile, a special counsel for the Justice Department is reviewing the classified documents found at the former president's Mar-a-Lago estate. And Trump's legal team is also fighting in Georgia, where Fulton County prosecutors are investigating whether Trump broke the law as he challenged the state's 2020 presidential election results.
He can face anywhere from 1 to 3 years when we're talking about solicitation to commit election fraud. So it just depends on the charge itself. But that is also another criminal avenue that Donald Trump should not take lightly, because I think that case is a strong case.
Tamsin and Corey, the former president has denied wrongdoing in the case in Georgia, the probe by the DOJ, as well as in the investigation here in Manhattan. A legal source tells us that the grand jury is set to convene again tomorrow, and it could take prosecutors as long as an hour to charge him with instructions before they begin voting.